I can't see.
I hear things.
You know what they call stuff like that? Gifts.
Lawyer by day, vigilante by night. How does that work?
Sometimes we have to do things outside of the law.
I don't see the city anymore. All that I see are its dark corners.
Hell's Kitchen needs to die before it can be reborn.
You believe in the devil, Father?
Another man's evil does not make you good.
You lied to me, Matt, since the day we met.
I have to be the man this city needs.
I respect your conviction. The lone man thinks he can make a difference.
I'm just trying to make my city a better place. Father, why do I still feel guilty?
Guilt can be a good thing. It's a soul's call to action. The indication that your work is not yet finished.
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So it's official now. Daredevil Season 2 going to drop on the 18th. They officially dodged the Batman v Superman bullet. Everyone was kind of holding their breath wondering, like, are they actually going to drop this on the same day? I feel like this teaser trailer is for everybody that did not watch Daredevil Season 1, isn't a huge Daredevil fan, or only watch part of it. If you ever watch the opening title sequence for a lot of the Marvel movies, what they'll do is they have like the motion flow Marvel logo where they have the comics in the background. If it's a sequel, it'll flip through a bunch of pages that depict all the movies that came before it. Like in the case of the Avengers movie, they did it with the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. So really they're just trying to plant the seed. And the reason why they dropped it right now is because the TCAs, the Television Critics Association, is having their big meeting right now. Daredevil, technically a TV show, so Netflix does a TCA's presentation. They also released the official synopsis for the entire season, so here you go. Just when Matt thinks that he is bringing order back to the city, new forces are rising in Hell's Kitchen. Now the man without fear must take on a new adversary in Frank Castle and face an old flame, Elektra Nachos. Remember back to Daredevil Season 1, Foggy talked about one of Matt's old girlfriends. Bigger problems emerge when Frank Castle, a man looking for vengeance, is reborn as the Punisher, a man who takes justice into his own hands in Matt's neighborhood, which is Hell's Kitchen. Meanwhile, Matt must balance his duty to his community as a lawyer and his dangerous life as the devil of Hell's Kitchen, facing a life-altering choice that forces him to truly understand what it means to be a hero. What it sounds like to me is he's going to be presented with an unwinnable scenario and will have to choose whether or not to go super dark to solve the problem. And while this is a Daredevil season, it's mostly going to follow his character. This is all about the birth of the Punisher, so I think we'll get to see an origin story of sorts. But I'm expecting them to do the Season 1 thing where they introduce the Kingpin. Like when we meet Frank Castle, he's already doing Punisher-type things. He might not be using the name, but he's already on his quest for vengeance. And then we kind of flash back and see how it started. The Punisher's a pretty easy sell. You've at least seen one of his movies, so you pretty much get the character. Figuring out what's going on with Elektra, I think, is going to be a little bit more interesting. Even though the Punisher as a character is probably going to be much more badass. But in the comics, originally, Matt Murdock was dating Elektra in college before either one of them had taken up their mantles. Later, Elektra, after she's become Elektra, is hired by the Kingpin to kill Foggy Nelson. That was the arc where Elektra ended up getting killed by Bullseye, then drug herself to Matt Murdock's apartment and died in his arms. She was resurrected later in the comics and came back. But that was a long time ago. Since then, there's been a bunch of different stories where she's worked with Daredevil. She's a lot more ambiguous than Daredevil or Punisher are. Like, Punisher is just openly hardcore. I'm gonna kill any villain I get my hands on. Elektra is an assassin for hire, so she exists in this moral gray area. So that's kind of how I'm expecting the TV show to treat her. Like, oh hey Matt, yeah, we used to have sex in college. How awesome to see you again. Oh, by the way, I'm an assassin for hire now, and I'm gonna be killing somebody that you might know. I am going to get really excited if there's a phone call scene from prison from the Kingpin early in the series where he's like, hire the woman to take care of the problem. And then all of a sudden you see it shoot to Elektra showing up in the city. When they talk about a dangerous new force rising in the city, I'm wondering if it's going to be the Hand. That would be the next logical place to go. Because he killed Nobu during Season 1, Nobu was one of the leaders of the Hand. it would make sense that they would retaliate in some way. And then there's the Black Sky plant, like they wanted that special block of the city for supernatural reasons, probably. So even though Daredevil is this crime drama show, I'm really hoping they push into more mystical things, because we have to get to Iron Fist eventually, and it makes sense that they would try to tease the idea of mysticism in the universe. So what I'm expecting is that Season 2 is going to be all about the origin of the Punisher and Elektra, and the Chaste and the Hand. So let me know in the comments, what do you guys think the new force that's rising in Hell's Kitchen is going to be? Like this mysterious, dangerous force that's going to push Daredevil to have to make the decision whether or not to start being like the Punisher and start killing people, or stay true to his beliefs. I know a lot of you aren't digging his costume. I think they could tweak it a little bit. I'm not expecting them to change it too much. I think the thing you really need to get excited for is to see the Punisher start wearing the Skull t-shirt. And from the looks of him in these pictures, he's not going to be wearing full-on military gear for a while. Maybe by the end of the series. Now, the other really big thing that you guys may have seen me talking about on Twitter this morning was the Teen Titans TV show. TNT confirmed that it is dead in the water, meaning that all of the characters that they were going to use are now free for other people to use, which means a lot of things. So I'm going to be doing a Teen Titans video tonight. Be sure to subscribe to get that. I've already done a whole bunch of Daredevil videos about Elektra's character, about the Punisher, but if there are any others that you guys want me to do, just let me know in the comments. What's going to happen with my Daredevil videos whenever that series drops is it'll be just like Jessica Jones, where I'll do pretty much all the videos that I'm going to do for it within about a 10-day period. It seemed like the vast majority of you guys had watched Jessica Jones within the first 2 weeks of the show. I still run into people that haven't watched Jessica Jones yet, which I'm kind of surprised by, but usually those are people that are just a little bit more casual with stuff like that. Usually everyone who's a big Marvel fan or a big comic book fan will watch it right away. In case you missed it or you haven't seen it in a while, you can click here for my Elektra video, just talking a little bit about her origin story. And you can click here to learn all about King Shark coming back to The Flash Season 2. It's going to be another Arrow crossover episode. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody, let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.